Mic'd up.
Good timing.
78 shows to get it right.
Sort of. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us again for highlights from Lowlifes. We are going to do another attempt at two truths and a lie because it was so popular amongst the four of us last time.
Well, wait. I got my Terry card that exempts me. I have no idea what we're doing, and I have no preparation. So I'm redeeming my Terry Tiger card to just.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't you get one? Didn't you get one?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't.
Okay. So just pass me by, and I'll just sit here and drink beer. So okay, thanks.
Okay.
All right.
So the format of this is each of the panelists will tell two truths and a lie about their time in sports, and the other panelists will have to discover which one of the three statements is a lie. And Rob will play some endearing music.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got to do that.
Build tension. Except in the case of Marty, it'll be like something from vaudeville, you know.
And what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey Mo.
We had a good time with this last time.
Who's on first?
More about each other, and I'm going to challenge these guys tonight. I've got some good ones that I had completely forgotten from the last show, so this should be good. So the Lowlifes here on the Mic'd Up Network. I think we're show 78, and we are a group of Bay Area baseball players, Northern California. During the pandemic, we got together on these massive Zoom calls to check out each other's mental health, and they evolved into something we called a top five, where we had homework and we were given a topic and we had to come up with our top five in some category. Met up with the folks at Mic'd Up. They liked the idea, and they let us do a show. And I think they're okay with it so far. We haven't been kicked off the air yet, that we know.
It's early.
Yep.
It's only been a little over a year.
Yeah, what they don't tell you, we've been in beta testing for over 6 months, though. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. So you can see the Lowlifes on their Facebook page. You can see them on their YouTube page. All the archived episodes are there, and everything's up on Mic'd Up as well. So let's get going. All right, let's see. Robbie, would you like to start with two truths and a lie about your time in sports?
Okay. I will start my all golf themed two truths and a lie. I once had several cocktails with Gary Player at the bar at Silverado Country Club during the senior PGA tournament they used to hold.
Okay.
Number two, at the 18th green at the 18th green at the Fry's Open, I was sitting in the VIP box, which was ground level behind the green, and had Phil Mickelson pick his nose directly in front of me.
You must be so proud.
And finally, playing a round of golf at Harding Park in San Francisco with several of the Phillies announcers and Ruben Amaro Jr., the GM of the team at the time, and listening to him negotiate Ryan Howard's final contract extension.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Got him.
Okay.
All right. Who do you want to start?
I always enjoy when Marty starts.
Oh, okay. Of course you do. But thank you very much. Let's see. Let's start. You are very good friends with Gary Matthews, who is with the Phillies broadcast. So I can understand. When they come to San Francisco, and you could easily have extended a golfing invitation, and so that must have been run I believe that would be true, and that would be one of those hell of a days to be a fly on a wall to listen to something like that. I believe, yeah, because your beer connections, you were probably in the VIP box at the 18th hole, but the Phil Mickelson and picking his nose is just, I think, a step too far. So I'm calling that one the lie.
Okay. JC?
Well, I kind of impressed, and I know the Gary Matthews connection and the beer connection and everything. I'm kind of it's dangerous to do. All right, you can go wrong in a lot of ways, but I'm going to agree with Marty that
Oh, now we're doomed.
that the Mickelson picking his nose is probably partially true because someone did it, but I'm going to say it wasn't Mickelson, so I say that one.
All right. I guess that leaves you, Mr. Weber.
So, in the Mickelson case, was it a glancing blow or was he a knuckle deep?
You're really digging it.
I mean, as I remember, it was a good knuckle and a half. I mean, he just walked 18 holes. His nostrils are kind of flaring, so you could get a little further up there than normal.
I see.
And nobody yelled the Smales kid line.
Yeah.
$50 he picks his nose.
$10 says he eats it.
$100 he eats it.
He would have taken that action, apparently, from what we know about him now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna side with Marty and JC. I don't think Mickelson had that. He wasn't a knuckle and a half in. No way.
All right. Final answers?
Yes.
Phil Mickelson actually did pick his nose directly in front of me at the VIP suite. It was one of those one-way mirror suites at ground level, and I was standing right on the mirror, and he was right in front of me. Apparently, he does this regularly. goes up to the glass, and so yes, I actually saw him do that. I have never had cocktails with Gary Player.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, I guess one of you mooks wants to go next.
Pick somebody.
How about you?
All right. I'm ready. Okay.
Pardon me.
It's pretty cool. All right. Former Giants pitcher Mike McCormick played on my senior baseball team, and I was his manager. You guys familiar with McCovey Cove Dave?
No.
Yes.
He's the kayaker.
Oh, okay.
Who holds the record for most baseballs retrieved from McCovey Cove since the park opened. McCovey Cove Dave used to be my boss at Hewlett Packard. And you guys remember 49er offensive lineman Harris Barton.
Absolutely.
I purchased a used car off of Harris Barton, who was a neighbor of mine in Palo Alto at the time. Right, you got him?
Oh, this is tough.
Yep. So we got McCovey Cove Dave. We got Mike McCormick playing on my senior baseball team. and I purchased a used car from Harris Barton of the 49ers. All right, JC, what do you got?
All right. I have a little knowledge about the Mike McCormick thing, and I believe that is true. I've met McCovey Cove Dave and talked to him a little bit. He never mentioned you.
Probably wasn't employed there for long.
And Harris Barton, the car could be true. I'm going to say McCovey Cove Dave was not your boss.
Well, all right, Marty, what do you got?
Can I ask a follow-up question, though?
Yes, you may.
What car is it that you bought from Barton?
I got the new version of the Plymouth Duster, which was basically a Volare. You remember a Volare?
Yeah.
Volare. Yep,
No
they
singing.
had a car.
No singing. No singing. All right. Harris Barton is a huge.
Don't do that from Hollywood Nights.
Harris Barton was a huge individual. So he would need a bigger car than just a Duster. So I think using that, I think that's where you're getting tripped up. That's where I'm gonna say the lie is.
Okay. Robbie?
Yeah, I'm going to run a little counterintuitive. I know you know Mike McCormick, and I know that you've had several experiences with him. Harris Barton lived in the South Bay. Perfectly plausible that you could have bought the car from him. McCovey Cove Dave, probably being your boss at HP, would be how he has funded his life of rolling around in a cove. So I'm going to say that while you may have played with Mike McCormick, you never managed him.
Okay. I have not only never met Harris Barton, I never purchased a car from him. I met Mike McCormick at the 1994 fantasy camp. Found out that he lived locally in Sunnyvale. We asked him to come out and help coach with our pitchers, and he asked if he could play. So we would occasionally pitch him, but mostly I played him at first base because he wanted to bat. He had a great time. Played very well for a man in his 70s, and it was a super time in 94 and 95 in our senior baseball league. And McCovey Cove Dave, I worked for Dave Edlin for about 6 years at Hewlett Packard. He was in the Treasury Department. He was, as we say in the movie Office Space, he was one of my 7 bosses at the time. We still keep in touch, and I've been out there yelling down into the water to see him with a kayak over the years. So if Robbie, if we're interested, we can probably get Dave as a guest on on one of our shows. Yeah.
That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No. All right. Let's see. JC, what do you got for your 2 truths and a lie?
Okay. I chose the.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So this topic is coaching. I have coached baseball for Franklin High School. I have taught archery and badminton at American River College. I lettered in swimming and water polo at Sacramento City College. Those are my 3.
What was number 1 again? I'm sorry.
Number 1, I coached baseball for Franklin High School.
Okay.
Okay, Marty, you're up.
All right. I somewhere in my vast slosh of memory, somewhere it pivots. Yeah, I kind of there was a discussion of you being quite prolific at swimming, so I that's probably true. Uh, Archery and badminton. That is someone who has a teaching job would have to probably coach sports that they need a coach. So someone who knows how to work with kids. Okay, I could buy that. But high school coach that just rolled off your tongue too quickly. I think that you're too you wanted to get that lie out first, and I so that's the only reason I'm going with baseball coach at Franklin High School.
Okay, Mr. Weber.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Marty on this. You didn't tell us what class were you? You were baseball coach. Baseball coach of what? The JV team? The varsity team? You know, not enough information there. You swept by that really fast. I'm gonna follow Marty on that. You were not the coach at Franklin High.
All right. That leaves Mr. Lanneman, sir.
Contrary to those guys, I'm going to say you weren't the baseball coach at Franklin High School.
Okay.
I usually am contrary, but I wasn't really on this one. I felt the same thing. Like that one came out real quick, and you skipped on to the next one. So
All right.
I'm going more based on tone than I am actually going based on the depth of the topic itself.
First off, I did teach archery and badminton during law school when at American River College, as my then mother-in-law was a muckety muck at American River College.
Was that the official title?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's better than DEI.
She was the lead secretary. Let's put it that way.
Oh, she ran the place. In other words.
And you guys know Harry Dunlap.
Yeah.
Yeah. He coached for the Marlins. He was a catcher. Actually, Mike Kruko credits him with a lot of stuff. He and I coached a fall Franklin High School team together, and it was the entering JVs, and Donnie was on the team, so I got to coach with Harry.
Okay.
I did letter in water polo at Sacramento City College, but I didn't letter in swimming because I left to go to Oregon State when the swimming season started. So that's the lie.
Splitting hairs.
All right. Let's see. That completes the round, right? Oh,
Nope.
Marty hasn't gone.
Marty hasn't lied to us yet.
Marty, you can go number one.
I can go wee. I think there's a bunch of dwarfs walking by. All right. Gaffes for my high school sporting career.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I chunked 2 free throws in a tie game. They fouled me, and I had seconds left, and all I had to do was sink one to win the game, and I chunked both of them. But my main sport was football, and I was a snapper. We scored the touchdown against the crosstown rival. The score was now 6-6. All we had to do was kick the extra point, and I was the snapper, and I screwed up the snap and went there in 2 bounces, and by the time the guy kicked it, it was off to the left. And and I tried wrestling on my sophomore year, and the JV had one bus and the varsity had another. And so I was on the JV team, but the varsity bus broke down and never made it to the site. So they moved me up to varsity in this weight class against this behemoth who pinned me in 10 seconds.
Everything's believable so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my sports gaffes. Okay. All right. Robbie, which one's the fake?
Pass. I think the third one.
The wrestling?
Yeah,
Okay.
the wrestling. Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't see you jumping off the top rope doing a pile driver.
Pile drive myself is what I'm doing. Okay. Webby, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not thinking you got pinned in 10 seconds. I'm thinking, you would have lasted at least 12. So I'm gonna say that's a lie. I mean, you can just run away. Just run. That's how most people last in a wrestling match. They just run away from their opponent. Yeah.
JC.
It's all eminently believable, and I've got one that's going to be the same way. But I don't remember hearing anything about you playing basketball, so I'm going to say basketball.
Basketball is the correct answer.
Ah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You,
All right.
You got pinned in 10 seconds.
I was a sophomore. This guy was a senior. He went on to the state tournament. I mean, it was whoop, whoop, flap, bam. And I spent, the face could have been 7, but I at least got one shoulder up for a few seconds anyway. And I remember, I'll never forget the coach's instructions when I walked out on that. Just don't get pinned. What the fuck? So.
All right. We have completed a round of 2 truths and a lie. I hope our fan is entertained. This is awesome. All right. Robbie, why don't we take a break and talk about our sponsor?
I think that's a great idea. It's my favorite part of the show. It's a segment I like to call "What You Drinking," and for 78 shows, we've had some combination of the Lowlifes here. The one constant on every single episode that we've had is Almanac Brewing, one of America's leading craft brewers. They are continue to be a sponsor of our show. The beers are amazing. They're one of the best in the country, and each week we take turns drinking different beers. I went back to my my stalwart. I'll say what I'm drinking, and then JC will finish my thought. I'm drinking the Porch Light Lager.
Like a moth to a light, I'm drawn to this beer.
Damn right you are. Love this beer. It's fully flavorful, still easy to drink, just like all their beers. What are you guys drinking?
Well,
go ahead.
I've got the One Love 8 Trill. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm not an IPA guy, but this is a combination Crown hops and Almanac. It is a very nice, very smooth, no big hop bite IPA. Very good. One Love 8 Trill.
Well
I think
done.
that's One Love Grill, right, Rob?
This is why I'm still stunned that they keep coming back.
Went digging into the beer reader downstairs and came up with a can of the old Rocktoberfest. This is their Oktoberfest beer, but like everything that Almanac does, there's a heck of a nice malty flavor to it, but it goes down super easy. You can go, like I do almost every time I drink this, go through a couple and, well, then I fall down, but I do that naturally. But anyway, They the best October beer, Rocktoberfest. They're I want to say Marzen. Is it really a Marzen? I would
Yeah,
think.
it's a Marzen. Yeah.
Is it a Marzen? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff.
All right. I am plowing through a 12-pack of the Bunny Hill IPA.
Oh, we made a joke. We made a joke.
That's a good one.
Yep. I'm enjoying this. It's as it implies a starter IPA for those who may not have been up on their IPAs. This is a good one to start with and work your way up to some of the others like the Love Hazy that Almanac makes. Nice and smooth, not too heavy. I can have more than one if I want. And it's becoming one of my favorites. So Bunny Hill IPA.
Very nice. Well,
Yep.
if you're in the Bay Area and you can get out to Alameda or visiting in the Bay Area, whatever, get out to Alameda, go visit the folks at Almanac Brewing. It is a great facility. They're great people. They're very knowledgeable with their beers, and there's such a wide range of beers. There's barrel aged beers. There's fresh drinking beers. Cover the whole gamut, and they really are one of the best in the country. So Almanac Brewing. Stop by there, tell them you heard about them from the Highlights from Lowlife show, and they may take pity upon you. And I think we've got a pretty good what you drinking. It's just popped
Yeah,
up.
this looks really
Hey,
good.
Marty, Teddy Bear here. After two of those Oktoberfests, I bet you do get pinned in 10 seconds.
in my dreams. Why
That
is
should have been
everybody always picking on me?
All right. Hey, awesome. Marty, I think you
Yeah.
finished that round. So who's starting round two?
JC is starting round 2.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna follow Robbie here. Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe not.
Oh, you can. I just had to play some music. Very
Wow.
soft and thoughtful.
With the golf
I
theme.
think it's Yacht Rock.
Oh, okay.
Okay. In the last 20 years, I have never shot my age in golf. Number 2, on the Emerald Lakes golf course, par 66, slope of 106, I drove the green from the senior tees with the wind on number 1/number 10. It's a 9-hole course. 230-yard par 4 within the last 10 years. Number 3, I play a tournament in Northern California. Used to be at near Bernie Falls, but it's moved to Bailey Creek now on Lake Almador. And I've been playing since the early 2000s. I have won the tournament trophy as a C player paired with a better player 3 occasions since I started playing there, which is 3 times more than a very good golfer and our friend Mark Gimello.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
You know what? I would have said number 3 was a lie until you mentioned Jamillo. So you'd want to rub it into him. So I think that may be true.
Okay, Marty, go.
Okay. Well, thank you. I will. All right, drive the green. Everybody. What a stop clock is correct twice a day. So okay, fine. So I'm going to go with shooting your age is the full pie here.
Okay. All right. Mr. Letterman, sir.
Yeah, I mean, given that you're 120 years old, it's plausible that you've shot a 106 at within the last 20 years. No, I'm kind of with Marty. I can the Bernie golf tournament thing that seems pretty plausible. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Marty here in the shooting your age.
Mr. Weber, sir.
Hmm. Clarifying question. Are we talking about an executive course? Anything below a par 72?
Yeah, well, it's par 66.
All right. You didn't shoot par. Maybe you got a 66 on the front nine. Yeah, but not the entire course.
I
That's
think
good.
this
That's
might
good in
be.
my book.
I think we got a helpful call in from a caller too that might change some of our minds.
Hey, Teddy Bear here again. I've seen how JC plays golf and how he keeps score, so I would go with that one.
All right, so it's unanimous. Nobody thinks you shot your age.
Okay, but I said in the last 20 years, I have not shot my age.
Okay.
Did you misunderstand? Did you pull a Terry Lee on us here?
But did
Oh, okay. So you're saying you're admitting. I see. I misunderstood. You're admitting you're a terrible golfer and could have never shot your age. Okay, I got it. Okay.
So what are you going with?
There's too much detail with number 2, so I'll go with number 3 then.
All right. The answer is on the Emerald Lakes golf course. I drove the green on number 9, but it did not happen within the last 10 years, as I mentioned. It was when I was 40. So that was 25 years ago, 35 years ago. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
So, the answer, the lie is number 2, Emerald Lakes Golf Course.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oy.
Yeah, we all lose.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's up?
Why don't you go, Rob Weber?
Okay. All right. Got some good ones for you here. And I don't have any leading music, so I'm
Well, oh, you want some? I just was. Does it make you feel sad?
It makes me feel sad. Yeah.
Okay, let's
do you
see
got?
what we can come up with then. I don't know.
That's awful. All right. On the final day of baseball at Candlestick Park, I was trapped in an elevator with Dave Righetti and his family for 30 minutes. Okay. Growing up in Saratoga, California, my neighbor one block over was Mr. Henderson, better known as Ken Henderson of the Giants.
Skitchy Scoo.
And number 3, I was a pen pal with one of my favorite players on the Chicago Cubs at the time, Rick Russell, and our writing between each other lasted for over 10 years. Right? Marty, which is the lie?
Well, consider it was the last day at Candlestick Park, so it was falling apart. So that the concept of an elevator crapping out is plausible. Okay, and you were living. All right, I can see you were in a neighborhood to Ken Henderson. You may have had a pen pal relationship with Rick Russell, but not for 10 years. 10 minutes, maybe, but not 10 years.
All right. JC.
Well, I'm not sure when Rick Russell was at camp, if I
Excuse me, Jim.
remember whether
Right
you
back.
were there or not, but
I was.
uh,
I was.
I
I
don't
was at a camp
remember.
with. It was at least one camp with Rick Russell.
Okay. I don't remember a buddy relationship there, so that may be a problem. I I have I have my doubts about the length of the elevator jam. I'm not disbelieving that the elevator broke, but the length of time and the fact that Rick Russell and his family were there.
No,
Mm,
no, no. Dave Rigetti and his family.
Dave Rigetti, I'm sorry, Dave Rigetti and his family. Uh, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Rigetti story.
Okay,
So that's the lie.
Robbie.
All right. I feel like this is two lies and a truth. Like the Ken Henderson thing, absolutely, clearly the truth. The Rigetti thing seems weird that you were in with the family, but on the other hand, those elevators at Candlestick Park were notorious for um, not working, then working, and not working. So I really think I'm gonna lean towards the Rick Russell thing because I've seen how you write. Today we went to the ballpark. We had food. It was fun. Tomorrow we will be going to another ballpark. I
More
think it
food.
will be fun too. Which is a direct
Perhaps
quote.
perhaps Rick Russell liked that style of writing.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Oh,
considered?
Paul Russell would have liked it. Rick Russell not so much. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rick Russell thing as the lie.
Okay, that is correct. I've never been a pen pal with Rick Russell before. I did grow up in Saratoga, and during my formative years, early teens, Ken Henderson lived in Saratoga. He may still live there, I don't know. But we would ride by his house every day and wave to Mr. Henderson. And yes, I was at the final game at Candlestick Park as the date of Hobie Landreth. I was his date for the day, his escort, and we took an elevator with the Rigetti family up to the top level to where we were going to sit in one of the luxury boxes, and it broke down. We were in there close to 40 minutes.
Wow.
And Dave Rigetti's son had a little bit of a panic attack, but we got through it. So yes, that was the final day at Candlestick enforced upon me the need to blow up that ballpark so it could never be seen again. All right. Marty, two truths and a lie.
All right. This is kind of a scraping the bottom of the barrel, but hey, that's where I live. So what the heck? I won a section of a surf competition in high school. I was a beer judge at one of the Renaissance fairs in Novato many years ago, where people would make their own beer and they'd have to come in. And I was one of the judges. And then I umpired softball and got into a fist fight with one of the other umpires during the game.
One of the other umpires, you were an umpire?
Yeah, right. I was an umpire, and I got into a fight with the other umpire, a fist fight with the other umpire during the game.
Wow. Okay.
Can you repeat the first one again?
I was a section winner in a surf competition when I was in my high school days. Since you're so inquisitive, Mr. Landerman, why go ahead?
Were you living in Spokane at the time?
No, Danville.
Okay. I I'm going to say, I know you've got experience as an umpire and a line judge and sideline judge and referee and the whole thing. You've done a lot of that. But I know you fairly well enough to believe that I don't think you would let something come to fisticuffs on the field in front of everybody else. I think you would take it backstage if you were going to do it. So I'm going to say the umpire fist fight is the lie.
Okay. Webby.
I'm with Rob. I've gotten to know you pretty well. I've seen you angry, but never to a point where you would actually be engaged in a fight with somebody, fisticuffs. So I'm going to say that didn't happen.
JC.
Well, you know, I too, I believe those guys, and I believe their reasoning is solid. But surfing in high school, nah.
Well, he said one segment, so I thought, okay,
The surfing
like,
story is true.
yeah, I was going to say paddling out. He could win paddling out.
But the funny thing was is that it was in Hawaii, and I got involved with the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts had a trip to Hawaii, and it was the Hawaiians versus the Americans, and I was the only one who got up on the board for a second or two before I fell off. So I won the American side, but of course the Hawaiians kicked our ass. But that's our
Yeah.
A side story of that is that everybody laughed at me the first day on the beach because I came out in sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt. They weren't laughing the following morning when they were all looked. It's
Lobster?
amazing. Oh yeah, the lobster red in Hawaii is much more deeper and profound than any other sunbird you can get anywhere else. The beer competition at the Renaissance Fair is true. I kind of dovetailed on my brother-in-law who was big on that.
Oh, I had no idea that you liked beer.
And I tweaked the softball. The lie is a softball story, but it's not far off the truth. Jeff Jones was there, and he can attest to it. The fact that I was playing on my team and he was playing on his team, but we were both umpires in the same association. And we got into a fist fight with each other, but we were both players at the time. Wow. And I did have to resign from the Umpires Association.
I bet.
All right.
So, yeah, close, but you guys got it, I guess. Okay. Mr. Landerman, you got to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he gets the good.
Hey, pal, he gets good music.
All right, here we go. Vita Blue, as my passenger, talked a cop out of giving me a ticket in Scottsdale.
Ooh.
I personally rattled Mark Guthrie enough that he was taken out of the game after 3 pitches. And lastly, Hunter Pence once helped me unload my golf clubs and several others from a Suburban.
Ooh.
Okay. Got him. All right. All right. Who's up?
How about you?
Well, I know that you believe that you rattled Mark Guthrie and he was taken out of the game because of you. I'm sure they didn't announce it on the scoreboard that Guthrie's being taken out because of Landerman's heckles. Yeah. I totally believe the Vita Blue thing. In fact, I've been pulled over driving a van that Vita Blue was my passenger in. And yes, he talked quite a bit to the police officer. So I'm going to say that one's true. And Hunter Pence is just the kind of guy that would do that for anybody at any time. So I'm gonna go with the Guthrie one. You may have you may think you're responsible, but he got pulled righty lefty switch.
Okay.
All right.
JC?
Yeah, I too believe the Vida story because he could charm the balls off a brass monkey, as they say. But and I tend to believe the Guthrie story, at least from the standpoint of that's what you believe happened. So I'm going to say the Hunter Pence thing.
All right. That leaves Fall Down Brown.
Whoops. Okay. I had a chance to meet Vida outside of you guys. I never had a chance to meet him on the end of the camps or any of the baseball, but and the man is, was quite a, how do I say this? A charming man, outgoing. Will talk anyone's ear off, and gracefully. So yeah, Vida can talk a cop out of anything, I'm sure. There's a mean streak in Landerman that he would take pride in getting someone not thrown out, but being replaced from a ball game. So ironically enough, that's probably true. So it leaves the Pence story. And there's a lot of great guys on that Giants team that won those World Series games. And is probably one of the other ball players on that club. And he just put Pence in there just to rattle our cages. So I'm going with the lie is the Pence story.
Okay.
All right. Well, Hunter Pence was a Philly at the time. And of course, I golfed several times with the Phillies broadcasters. We returned to the hotel and started pulling out golf clubs from the back. And one of Larry Anderson, I think it was, got a call and stepped to the side, and another guy was kind of out of the way. And the next thing you know, Hunter Pence is helping me pull the golf clubs out of the truck. So that is the truth. Mark Guthrie was warming up in the bullpen for the Dodgers right after he was traded over from the Minnesota Twins. And he was warming up in the bullpen at Candlestick Park, and our seats were right there in front of him. And I was on him mercilessly, I should say, the entire time he was warming up, saying, "You're tipping your pitches. Everybody in the league knows it. Why do you think you got traded to the National League? Why do you think you got traded to the National League? You're tipping. Everybody can tell you're going to throw a breaking pitch." So they called him into the game. John Patterson was hitting for the Giants, who was sort of an up-and-coming player at that time. Patterson went up. Guthrie threw one fastball high and away and one fastball down and in, and went to the breaking pitch on the next pitch. And Patterson drove it out of the park, opposite field, right center field, for a home run. And they came and got him right away. So 3 pitches to 1 batter. I fully take credit for that. And I was yelling at him as he was walking back, because he was the Twins, or came from the Twins. "I got out my Homer hanky just for you." Because the Homer hanky was a big thing in Minnesota at the time. So yeah, Vida Blue, that happened to you, Rob. That did not happen to me. He talked you out of a ticket.
You must have been in the van.
I just said as a passenger.
Oh,
And
cool.
if I could just throw out a story, because you mentioned Pence with the Phillies, and it got me thinking. Many years ago, I had a rare opportunity. Merrill sent me back east for some training, and was in Philadelphia, and I was in a cab back to the airport, and he had the radio on, and they announced that Pence was traded to the Giants, and I said, "Great! I'm from San Francisco." And the guy said, "Shit, you're getting a great guy. Watch, he'll ignite that team," which is exactly what he did. So I thought,
Absolutely.
yeah, here to the cab driver in Philadelphia,
He
all
was
those years
the
ago.
perfect guy to bring fun to the team again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And they loved him in Philly, and they loved him in Houston. He was just one of those guys.
yeah.
Hey, we got
All
a
right.
we got a
we got 2 rounds in. We do have a call, but why don't I jump in and pump up one of the other shows on the network, and then we'll do our callers. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. As I promised Robbie a few weeks ago, we're just going to highlight one other show on the Mic'd Up platform. And this week, we're going to talk about Yankees Coast to Coast. All right, so we always do our boo for our friends Mike Miller and Adam Schneider. Mike lives out here in the Bay Area.
What's the bum?
Adam lives on the East Coast. They have been to Yankees fantasy camp countless times. They know all of the pros, current and former players that have attended the camp. They've made lifelong friends at the Yankees camp, just like some of us have at the A's and Giants camps. And they are fully invested in that team. They are, I would say they are, I wouldn't say blind to the fact that they are an embarrassment of riches in New York, but they don't use it as an excuse. They expect the Yankees to compete every single year. And if they don't, it's somebody's fault. And whoever's fault it is needs to pay for it. So their shows dive deep into what the Yankees need to do to be better, what the Yankees need to do to stay at the top, be the cream of the crop. They're opinionated. A lot of times they agree, a lot of times they disagree. They bring on friends from fantasy camp and from the Yankees coaches. They bring them on the show. We want to hear their opinions as well. I laugh because sometimes they're arguing and they actually agree with each other. But I think they're upset sometimes about the state of the game. They don't want to hear about how the Colorado Rockies or the Pittsburgh Pirates are the have-nots. They don't care. In fact, Mike Miller has said, contract them. Let's move this down to 20 teams and get rid of the also-rans and make every game matter. And I can understand that opinion. But these guys are very passionate about the Yankees. So if you like New York sports, give them a tune in. They are pretty steady on doing a show at 4 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays on the Mic'd Up Network. And you can find them on YouTube as well at Yankees Coast to Coast. So give them a listen.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
All right, Robbie, what do you got here?
We got a call from Big Juicy. I think he's given us 3.
All right.
Okay, chumps, I've got 3 for you here. Number 1, caught a pop-up as a catcher. Number 2, scored a goal in a pickup hockey game. Number 3, hit a stand-up triple in a baseball game.
I seen him hit. No triple. I seen him hit.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I've seen him run.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Hold on. I've seen Dave run too. I'm just saying, Marty, that there could be a circumstance where a ball that he hit got by some fielders who maybe tripped, fell, knocked themselves out. Something like maybe the hit that we were talking about that you got a few weeks ago.
Oh, you're mean. I didn't realize what a mean streak you had in you. Oh man.
I think a triple is very doable. Maybe a ground ball that hit the bag and went down the line and somebody tripped up. So I think that's a possibility. I know that Dave has a huge passion for hockey.
Yeah.
Although I didn't know that he ever played in a pickup game. I didn't know that. And then
he goes down. He goes down to the ice rink down there in San Jose. So yeah.
Does he play?
That there.
Yes.
That's a question. Maybe.
The answer is yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That's absolutely the most plausible. I've seen him try to track a pop-up where the pitcher says to your right and he goes the other way.
Well, it's his right.
Yeah, I've seen the ball go up and come down before Dave breaks for it.
I don't even bother. Screw
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Fielder's indifference is way better than it.
All right.
I agree with you. Like there's circumstances that could get you to a triple.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with you on that. I don't think he's ever caught a foul pop-up. All right. What do you guys think? Marty, JC?
I'm sticking with the triple.
Okay.
Now I'll go with he has the range of Barry Berman. At his funeral, they put the jersey on the chair, and that had more range than he had when he was alive. So I'm going to go with the pop up. Never happened.
Okay, so Dave, you gotta send us back in your answer, your final which one's the lie, and we gotta kill time until you call us back in. Right?
Or we're just going to declare ourselves right and call victory. And by the way, I'm all for changing it to the Gulf of Big Juicy.
The Gulf.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got a honorable mention if you want it.
Oh, sure.
Please.
Sure.
Okay, fantasy camp. I was part of Angie and Michael Simon's honeymoon in 1991. Number 2, I have many awards at camp. Most of them I'm proud of. The School Zone Award, which I got for speed or lack thereof, was one I'm not so proud. In a camp, traditionally, there is no stealing unless the pitcher goes for a windup. In such a situation, the opposing pitcher threw a changeup, which bounced off the catcher's chest protector in front of him, and he still threw me out by 10 feet. Okay. Marty, you go first.
Yeah. The Simons. I look back fondly at that night in Milwaukee where we ran into them, and had a great time with them. So that they love baseball. So you're a part of their somehow you're involved. But I think you're trying to pad the story too much about the stolen base and still being thrown out. With the off-speed pitch bouncing around. I mean, Chio, I can even stole at that point. So no way you got thrown out. So that's the answer.
Okay, Mr. Lineman.
Well, I mean, when you said you're part of the honeymoon, let's get part of their honeymoon. Let's get some clarification. Which part? Because I mean,
the fantasy camp part.
Yeah, it was again. Fantasy camp is not helping your cause there.
Yeah. Using the word fantasy is not a good thing here.
Yeah.
All right.
Put a ring on it, JC.
So you're saying there, Webby?
Yeah, I'm with Marty. The stolen base. Yeah. No way.
It's sad that people are agreeing with me. That's a sad.
Okay, Marty and Webby, you're correct.
Oh,
because I'm not stupid. I didn't try to steal it. I watched the ball bounce off the catcher and roll away. I didn't try.
It's not enough
I was
time.
not thrown out.
All right.
And that worked out perfect because we got our answer from Big Juicy.
You guys know me well, except Marty. So the answer is, the lie is that I've caught a pop-up as a catcher. Still have not caught one. Come close a few times, but I'm still waiting for that first one.
I had faith in you, man. I had faith in you. Jeepers.
That was good.
I don't know how many times we've yelled, "Nice route, Magellan."
Oh, hey, this was fun, guys. Another two truths and a lie, and we'll have to do it again. There's lots of instances we could use this, and I'm proud of you guys for coming up with more truths and lies from last time. But we'll do it again. This is fun. All right. Let's draw things to a close. We are going to be back here next Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, with another episode. I'm not sure what we will talk about just yet, or if we will have a guest. But as soon as we know, you'll know. We're going to post the show. And remember, once we get a show posted, to follow us, and you'll be able to. I guess some of you will have gotten the newest update to the app, and you can follow a show from the show listing now. Just hit the heart by the show, and it will follow the hosts. All right, Rob.
Thanks again to Almanac.
Yeah.
Make sure we give them one more shout out. We love the beers, and definitely get by there and visit these guys. They love us. They'll love you.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next week. Play us out, Rob.
Good night.
And by the way, that's a truth when we talk about the beer.
Yes, it is.
Definitely not a lie.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.